Welcome. Welcome to those of you watching on the live stream and those of you watching on the replay. My name is Jessi and I'm a volunteer with Hands to Heart Center. And this is the weekly mindful moment. Hands to Heart Center is an organization in Greater Boston that focuses on taking yoga and meditation out of traditional spaces like studios or meditation centers and bringing it into the community where people can experience it in community spaces, libraries, here online. And so thank you for joining to take some time for care. You'll notice that there's a lot of offerings from Hands to Heart Center on the YouTube page right now, so feel free to visit and share often. And I'll also note that Hands to Heart Center is wrapping up their end of year campaign. So if you feel compelled to make an offering for anything that you've enjoyed from the center, or if you appreciate the work Hands to Heart Center does to bring yoga into the communities to serve vulnerable populations who may be experiencing trauma or homelessness, addiction, some kind of loss, please feel free to visit handstoheartcenter.org, where it's really easy to make an offering there. And so as we get started today, we'll begin with an intentional breath and then move into some stillness. And we'll be focusing on the spaciousness of our body. And so how our body feels within us and around us. That will be our focus for today. And I do want to note a quick apology if you're hearing some beeping and buzzing in the background. There's an alarm going off in my building, which is not a problem. However, it may be bleeding into the sound a little bit. And so I just want to note that if you hear that, that is just a sound that is unfortunately persisting. And I hope that you do not find distracting, but just know it is not, it is an alarm, but not cause for any alarm. So to begin, from wherever you are in a seated, standing, or lying down position, you can do this. We'll do a coordination of breath and movement, and this is how it looks. So the arms shake up on an inhale through the nose, and the arms shake down on an exhale through the mouth. And we'll just do several rounds of it. So let's give it a try. Few more rounds if you'd like, and then you'll just bring your palms to rest somewhere on your body, perhaps palms face down your thighs, chest, belly, anywhere you'd like in some connection with your body. And then just turn down the gaze, close the eyes, and notice what it is that you feel. What do you feel circulating through the arms, from shoulders to elbows to wrists to fingertips? And what do you notice in your breath? Quality of breath. So after having moved quite actively, just take a moment to notice sensations, tingling, aliveness, throbbing, heat. Anything you feel in the arms, hands, as well as the quality of your breath, moving in and out through your body after having actively breathed for a few cycles. What is it that you notice? And the eyes can remain closed or the gaze downward. And as you notice your arms, notice the specific space that those extremities are taking up, from shoulder down to elbow, from elbow to wrist, and wrist to fingertip. The length of the arm, the weight and volume. And the expansiveness, how much space this piece is taking up. And you might notice if softening, releasing any tension might feel even more expansive or spacious, and you can invite that in. And then notice the space that surrounds your arms and hands. Those few inches off the body. So you might feel things like your clothing or the temperature of the air on your skin. And just sense outwards from your arms, from your shoulders, from your hands, that space around you. And you'll turn your attention upwards towards the head, the neck, the shoulders. This entire upper region of the body, can you feel the 360 degrees of space it takes up? The front, the skull, the sides, the back, the top, down through the neck and through the shoulders. The weight, the volume, the width and depth of this space. Broad and expansive in the head, the neck, shoulders. And then looking to the space that's right beyond the skin, the space perhaps your hair is taking up, or the air touching your neck or your face. And again, that 360 degree full view of the space around shoulders, neck, and head. Extending out from your physical self just a few inches. Feeling the spaciousness of your body and its existence in the larger space. And you'll move downwards into the core of the body, the chest, ribs, belly, the front and the back. So running from the front, the collarbone, the chest, all the way across the back between the shoulder blades, the ribs that circle the body, the belly. Feel the space that this area takes up. And you might take a deep breath in through the nose and let it all out through the mouth. And if that felt good to you, go ahead and do it again. And let the continued breath remind you of the spaciousness that is in this whole upper torso area. You're thinking from shoulders to waist, basically. Collarbone to navel, and the front, the sides, and the back. And any softening here may be helped by your breath to take up even more space. Can this part of your body really occupy a lot of weight, depth, expansion? If you could feel the breath expanding from the front, the sides, and the back. And then again, noticing that space right beyond your body. You might sense, again, your clothing, or if you're sitting in a chair that has a back, how close the back is to you. As you feel the ribs expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. Just noticing the space that you have. You're occupying this space, filling it up. And next we'll move into our lower torso region. So below the navel, the hips, the pelvis, glutes. Maybe if you're sitting, the area that is contacting a chair, a cushion, whatever it is you're sitting on. In this real center of gravity in our body, can you feel the weight this area takes up, the space, the volume? And invite this area to take up lots of space, to feel like it fills up the air around you. That it can be a core, a weight. And invite any softening that might happen, maybe a little bit of less holding in the hips, a little bit of less holding in the abdomen or lower belly. Allow your body to take up as much space as it can. And sense into that space around you that there's plenty of room for your body to be there. And that you are supported by whatever you might be sitting on. That support can hold the magnificence of the body, that it can hold the space it takes up, the weight, the volume, and you're completely supported. And your attention will move down into the lower extremities. So your awareness moving into the legs and the feet. And again, really sensing that space, the volume from the hips down to the knees, from the knees down to the ankles, and ankles out to the very tips of the toes. There's weight and strength in all the bones here. Lots of muscle and flesh that surround the bones. And sense as much as you can the true heaviness, true volume, the depth and width that your lower extremities take up. And if your legs or feet are touching another surface, such as a floor or a mat, part of a chair, just really, again, feel the connection between the body and this other surface. And sense into that this other surface is supporting you. There's a heldness, so that you can fully release. Soften in the legs, soften in the hips. Feet pressing into the ground. And your awareness moves into that space that surrounds the legs and feet. Feeling the floor, if you're in contact with it, feeling the space around you. Perhaps again, feeling any fabric that's on the skin or air temperature on the skin. Really noticing the space that your lower body occupies and how that space around you is there to hold a really expansive, spacious body. And you can scan through your whole body from feet, back up through the legs, through midsection to shoulders, neck, and head, all the way from the toes to the crown of the head. And that this whole body is a field of sensation. You are living within this space and the space around you. Living here in this spacious body, this expansive body. And that the breath is there washing over everything that you feel. Perhaps there's some sensations of space and ease, an appreciation for the volume and the weight of your body. And perhaps you're feeling some areas of stagnation or tension or numbness. Or finding it hard to connect with your body in this way. And whatever it is that you feel the breath can wash over, Breath, think of it as a supportive balm for whatever it is or is not, anything that you feel or don't feel. And it's not important what you find that, but that you're there with it. And the breath can be supportive. So we'll rest for a few moments just in this sensation of aliveness of the entire body. Expansive, spacious, taking up lots of space. And as you rest with the breath moving in and out, I have a short poem that I'd like to share. It's called Invitation. It's by Mary Oliver. Oh, do you have time to linger for just a little while out of your busy and very important day? For the goldfinches that have gathered in a field of thistles, for a musical battle to see who can sing the highest note or the lowest, or the most expressive of mirth, or the most tender. Their strong, blunt beaks drink the air as they strive melodiously, not for your sake and not for mine, and not for the sake of winning, but for the sheer delight and gratitude. Believe us, they say. It is a serious thing just to be alive on this fresh morning in a broken world. I beg of you, do not walk by without pausing to attend to this rather ridiculous performance. It could mean something. It could mean everything. It could be what Rilke meant when he wrote, "You must change your life." Believe us, they say. It is a very serious thing just to be alive on this fresh morning in the broken world. And you might start to deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers or toes, maybe circle wrists and ankles, shrug the shoulders. Start to take some slight movements with this very spacious, expansive body. And when you feel ready and complete, open the eyes. Thank you for spending some time with me and Hands to Heart Center. I really look forward to weekly mindful moments, and I'll see you again next week.